Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Acting Oddities. I'm excited to show this one to you guys. I wanted to do an episode on game show hosts, because I thought that was interesting, and I found 3 possibilities. I was going to do it all in one video, but it ended up being too long, too much footage, so I'm just going to release one for the next 3 videos. I wanted to focus on Bob Barker. You all know Bob Barker, host of Price is Right, had a career in broadcasting, which then turned into pretty much his entire life was being a host of some kind. Price is Right, Truth or Consequences, which was a big one throughout the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and that's a show that he was actually hosting at the time he filmed this episode of Bonanza. For those of you who don't know what Bonanza is, well, I mean, you didn't grow up with it like I did. God, I miss those days. Women and minorities have too many rights nowadays. Joking, of course. But that does kind of segue into a little bit of what I want to talk about with this particular episode and Bob Barker's character. You'll see. Bonanza, father and 3 sons, the Cartwrights. They go on adventures and have fun in Nevada. You got the father, Ben Cartwright. You got his son, Adam, who's like the smart one. You got Hoss, which is kind of like the dumb but genteel one. And then you got little Joe, who's just a shit. I'm giving you a little bit of context for Bob Barker's character. It's important to talk about how much of a shit and really womanizer and icky person that little Joe is. There are kind of 2 subplots going on. One involves a guy with red hair who shot somebody. We don't need to know about any of that. Connie is coming back to Nevada. So Connie was 14 years old when she left Nevada to go east, I believe to England, to go to school. And now she's coming back 4 years later.
No, but she's grown up now. 18, her last birthday.
You make it sound like she's an old maid.
When she left here, she was a kid.
Her father, the minister in town here, is really excited for her to come back. And so are all the men, because she's 18 years old. And this is where it starts to get a little icky.
It's gotta be Connie, because she's with old Denver.
I don't know. It don't look like Connie to me.
Now, you want to know something, fellas? I don't really care who that is. Welcome home, Connie.
Hello, little Joe. It's so nice to see you.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that the way to say hello to an old friend?
Inappropriate! How men treat Connie plays into our Bob Barker character.
Hello, Hoss. It's so good to see you.
Hi, Connie. Doggone it, we like not even recognize you. You wait right here. We got a real big surprise for you.
All right.
Appropriate!
Adam, how are you?
Oh, Connie, you have changed.
Oh, inappropriate! Oh, Connie, you have changed. As he looks her up and down. That's like a Phil Hartman character.
Hello, how are you?
Welcome home, Connie. Denver, she's your daughter. You better introduce her to the guests.
Appropriate. Thank you, Ben Cartwright, for being the good example to your 2 shit sons over here.
Most of you remember my little girl.
So that is Bob Barker right there. A little out of focus, but we'll get a scene with him later on.
Most of you remember my little girl. But for those who don't, Connie McKee. Welcome home.
Welcome home, Connie.
It's like 6 men just converge on her like white blood cells. Just, leave this party, Connie. This is not good. It's just a lot of wolves. So anyway, you get the idea. Let me skip ahead to Bob Barker's scene. Gave you a little bit of context with little Joe. He's trying to hit on her. She slapped him, so here he is trying again while she's in mid-conversation with 2 other men, one of them being Bob Barker. And off we go.
Here's a little peace offering. Why don't we call it a truce?
Well, seeing as you started the war, I accept.
There'll be another war, little Joe, if you try to hog the guest of honor.
Connie, why don't we go somewhere we can draw up a peace treaty?
Oh, come on, dude! Did you see the way his thumb, like, touched her arm? Just like, I own you. Leave, Connie. Get to a public place. You're in some kind of cabin or enclosed area with 3 men who are just eyeing you up and down. Just get out into the public. Maybe nobody can be trusted at this party. I don't know.
Connie, why don't we go somewhere we can draw up a peace treaty?
I have a better idea. Let's have some punch.
I have a better idea. Let's have some punch.
Hey, that is a good idea. Why don't you 2 go ahead? Well, come on, fellas. Connie and I are old friends.
But Connie wants to make new friends, don't you, Connie?
Boo! With the same friendly, disarming voice that says the actual retail price is rape. That's what this is, what it's going to turn into. My God. Let me show you what your showcase is.
Since you've been east, little Joe's a changed man, Connie.
He doesn't seem any different to me.
That's just on the surface. Underneath, he's wilder than a locoed steer. Right, Mort?
Wilder sometimes. In Virginia City, they have what they call the Girls Protective Association. When little Joe comes into town, all those mamas go into action.
Why, little Joe, I had no idea.
Miss Connie, would you care to meet some of my friends?
Ah, come on! Stop! I don't want to meet your friends, Bob Barker.
All good people.
Connie, leave. Just run away. Go outside, pick a direction, and just run in a straight line.
Would you care to meet some of my friends?
Yes, I'd love to.
Oh, Connie,
And Connie was never seen again. That is pretty much it. So, Bob Barker, ladies and gentlemen, that was gross. He did a great job at being gross. Just playing up to the joke of how, I mean, obviously this is Bonanza. Nothing awful is, well, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen enough episodes of Bonanza. Does, like, awful shit happen off screen? I'm sure they did, and it's, like, implied, because it's network television, but I just hope Connie's okay. So, yeah, Bob Barker. Great job. Beautiful voice. Doesn't match the gross things that are coming out of your mouth. And I wonder how Bob Barker, like, I tried looking this up, and I couldn't find any information on why Bob Barker did this. Could be as simple as, hey, Truth or Consequences was filming at one studio, and he just walked across and, yeah, you filming Bonanza? Hey, you got a part for me? Or something. I don't know. Who the hell knows? Ugh. I'll be right back. Just hold on.
But Connie wants to make new friends, don't you, Connie?
I don't want to meet your friends. I just want to stay here.
Would you care to meet some of my friends?
I don't want to meet your friends. All good people.
Connie, why don't we go somewhere where we can draw up a peace treaty?
That's me.
Here is the next item up for bids.
I can't get it off. I can't get it off.
It's in the right area. It's moving.
I bet my daughter, Bob. I don't want the new car, Bob.